Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I am just placing some more fluid drop recipes in my fluid extractor. That's just kind of what we're doing for right now. I'm sure we're going to change that. But at the moment, we are just doing that. And the reason I want to do that is because I've made recipes for all the field generators, and I didn't know I don't need to craft the MV and the EV up at the moment, but I figured why not just make recipes while we're doing it right there. So I've gone ahead and made recipes for all those, and the reason I want to do that is because I totally opened a loot bag and I didn't even notice. I got quantumized. That's hilarious. I did get 32 circuit boards. I saw that, but I didn't realize I got the quantumized. Yeah, the reason I want to do that is because I want some better crop stuff. Now, I have gone ahead and we had glowing coral, and I've turned that into a data orb, glowing earth coral. Unfortunately, this crop synthesizer just isn't a high enough tier, so it won't work, and I didn't realize that when I put the thing in. The glowing earth coral is a tier 5 seed, and if we look at the crop stuff, we need, for the synthesizer, I would need at least an HV one. But I figured if we're going to craft up another one, let's just go and craft up the synthesizer. Nether stars shouldn't be as much of a pain anymore. They're still kind of a pain, but they shouldn't be that bad. We do have a few, and I don't remember. Did we get these from a loot bag? We must have got these from a loot bag. I don't remember where we got 9 from. I know it wasn't from killing the wither a bunch of times, but yeah. So I made recipes for that. I also made a recipe for the crop synthesizer. We never did craft up that one, actually. While I remember, let me just... green gene, we don't need to craft these up anymore. There's no reason to have these in there. That's just taking up room, actually. Replicator. No, I'll probably just do... Yeah, we'll do IV for all of these, I think. Now that nether stars aren't as bad. Do that. I do like spring cleaning all my recipes. There's so many recipes that I probably don't need in the molecular part, the molecular transformer part. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft that up. We should be good. This isn't the cheapest of recipes. We do need 3 emitters and lots of different parts. Holy cow, that's a lot of solar alloy. But 400 of that. So this is just one machine. These field generators are no joke. But all right, let's get that going. And I don't think we shouldn't have any issues at this point. I mean, I've crafted up so many of those with the assembly line, so there shouldn't be a problem. It's just going to take a bit. Also, did we know this was a thing? If you just click on the toolbar, it does that. Is that a new thing? This. Oh, a UV emitter. There we go. You can see. I didn't know that was a thing. I accidentally, when I was trying to, I was dragging, and I was trying to get rid of it, because sometimes it's like, it's stuck on your cursor or whatever, and I accidentally clicked on that. I was like, wait, what? What just happened? So, that was a cool thing. Okay, so we'll get the crop synthesizer, and I think... to be honest, I don't really need the replicator because that multi-block is so powerful. I don't think I've used the replicator at all, actually. I've just basically have done I just used the crop synthesizer to craft up another seed. I haven't replicated the seed because as we saw in the tooltip, it's a cell. It's 1,000. It's 1,000 liters per tier. So if I wanted to do a replicator on it would be 5 buckets to replicate that crop. And a lot of times it's just cheaper if you do the crop synthesizer route. I can remember where it is. There. Yeah, so, because that's crops tier divided by 2 per bucket. So, like, a tier 5 would be only 3 buckets, whereas if you replicate it, it's 5 buckets. So, yeah, thought I would show that. I think that was a wireless at some point, but we stopped using it because we didn't have enough power. So now I just noticed that. I'm like, that's not being used at all. Anyway, all right, let me get the crop synthesizer done, and yeah. Oh, the reason we want to get that, I didn't even mention, is because we need Scenarium batteries. So I need Scenarium, which you can either do this way with a fuel rod, which needs to go in a nuclear reactor, and I would need to do 32 of those to get that, or I could just do this. Glowing coral plus 1 UU matter gets you a chance at 4. Obviously, it's only a 50% chance, but yeah, I feel like that would even be faster than waiting for fuel rods to tick down. It is a slow recipe, unfortunately, but I figure we can just have that running. So, let me get this crop synthesizer going. We will craft up the glowing coral. I will throw it in the farm. I also need... I forget. I'm probably going to take the ender bloom out for now. I need to get a better blaze reed as well. So, probably 1 yellow stone lily for platinum. Blaze reed. Oh, I don't know if we really need a whole bunch of this coral anyway. I don't know. We'll see. I probably don't need to run that permanently. Okay, and there we go. The crop synthesizer wasn't too bad. I did throw a battery in there, but I have a feeling this might not be getting enough power. Because I think it's going to pull more than 1 amp. The cables shouldn't burn up. I don't have... They can only pull 4 amps from here, so they can all hold 4 amps, so nothing should burn up, but it'll probably say it's not getting enough power, would be my guess. But, alright, let's throw this in and we'll see. Yep, I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. Alright, so I'm going to have to... First, let's see how many amps it's pulling. Max said 29 amps. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm going to have to do... I don't know how... Maybe its own separate line. Like 16 amps of IV is quite a lot of power. I don't want the base to break. Although I would have just lost a few buckets of UU matter if I decide to move that. Alright, I may just do... Oh, I didn't see how slow the 150... Ooh, that's 150 seconds too. It's a long time. I could try a battery buffer with a whole bunch of these. I don't particularly want to craft up a whole bunch of electronic... Well, we're going to use them eventually for the next tier up. So, I mean, if I craft up 8, it's not the end of the world. Maybe we'll try that. Alright, I decided just to do a 4 amp to 16 amp. And we'll just basically lost 2.5 buckets. I'm not going to try to sort that out. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. I can always craft up higher tier mass fabricators now that I've got this stuff. Actually, I haven't even... Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we crafted up right now. Same sort of... I mean, it's not that much different. Alright, so I'm just going to throw it on here. This isn't really where I want this, but, you know... we don't use this very often. Every once in a while I'm crafting up seeds, but for the most part we don't really... This isn't going to be running a lot. You just make sure I get correct. Yeah, input. Alright. Don't need to blow up the base. Alright, and then we'll just throw this right here. Alright, retry that again. We should be good. We like to have this 1, 2, 3, 4 is the circuit numbers for the stats. I'll throw one of these in. I don't think we really need to. Well, just in case. Alright, there we go. I was putting this... I had this drawer because they don't stack and it would stop running. And then a chest was blocked by the thing above it, so I ended up doing a drawer, but now that we have the greenhouse, we don't really need multiple of the seeds, for the most part. Obviously, there are some I might want in there, especially when we upgrade the greenhouse, but alright. So there's a glowing coral. Well, let me get this done, and I'll throw it in the greenhouse, run that for a little bit. And let's start getting the rest of the Prospector stuff that we need. Pretty sure we have everything for it. Now, someone mentioned, it might have been King, mentioned that this is the best material we can get at the moment. I don't know. I'll have to check that out for the Prospector. 17 by 17 for an LUV one. That is really good. I was just going to do orichalcum. So should we try to get that as well? Yeah, it's only 11 by 11. If we did trinium, we would do much better. But I don't know if that is easy to get at this point. So let me check that out and get those seeds going. Right, just finishing up my seeds. Now I'm going to do... Oh, it's not high enough. Just kidding. That's right, I need the next tier crop extractor. I was just kind of cleaning out my A system, but we still need the underblooms. Blaze Reed we got, another Stone Lily can go, and so can other Blaze Reed. Because we got those, so we don't need those anymore, and we have data orbs for both of them. Let me just... Yep, Blaze Reed. And the nether one's actually in the thing, so I can actually get rid of those. Don't need that up thing. Now, another probably needs, yeah, another rack. Right there. Our endstone. Blaze Reed does not need one. Did I? No. Yeah, glowing earth, yellow. Blaze Reed, and that one. Blaze Reed doesn't need anything. But they're all 2331 seeds now. We got that. Switch this to input. I should probably put this in the actual input. Alright, turn that off. Glowy coral, blaze reed. There's that. Actually, since I only did a small one, I probably should have done a bigger one. Alright. Guess it didn't need the netherrack. Oh, no, I didn't put the netherrack in. Got all of them. Yellowstone lily and stone. Alright, cool. There we go. That was overly complicated. Alright, there we go. And oh, hello. There we go. that's a lot of stuff. So I do have things. Holy cow, look how fast we're getting netherrack dust. Yeah, that blaze reed's not going to keep up with that as much. I do have a void on there, so once that fills up, it is done. And there is our glowing coral. And obviously our endstone dust that we are getting our platinum for, and the other one. Alright, so we do need to set up a pyrotheum producer if we want to do the Vulcanus. So I'm going to have to do that recipe. I don't know how I'm going to... Probably... Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what mixer. Am I going to have a dedicated one? I don't particularly want it in the other one. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll set up like a limit. I'll have to think about that one. But I did do... I just went through every prospector. Basically, I just did that. And went through every single one to see which ones the best are. And these, I've come up with a few of them that I can do at the moment. So HSSE is 15 by 15. Melodic alloy, 11 by 11. HSSS is 17 by 17. And that's actually the same as trinium. The durability isn't as high, but the chunks are the same. And then there's the aura, which I was going to do, and draconium is 15 by 15. So I think I'm just going to go with HSSS. That way I don't have to figure out how to get the tritium at this point. It's looks like it's going to be easy with the next tier. Steel plate. With the next tier of planet. Because you can get it from deep iron. If we look at that, it is a byproduct of deep iron, and pretty sure we can get that in the next planets, which actually does kind of make sense, because if you look at what it comes from, there is a whole bunch of the planet dusts, Titan, Enceladus, and those are tier 5 planets. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this one. It's relatively easy at this point. I thought I did a fourth one. Maybe I used it for something. I don't remember. But all right, so there is that. Let me craft those up. Let me start getting the glowing coral in a... running up to 1,000. In the autoclave. Now the question is, I don't really want to mess with this, to be honest. Maybe I'll just do a separate one. I even have like IV power right over here. Maybe I'll do it right here, and I can even fill it with UV matter from right there. And just a quick update, I am crafting up the first LUV emitter. So pretty complicated recipe, but everything should be fine. I've gone ahead and set up a autoclave, and that's just gonna, we're just gonna have this running for a while, and hopefully it will we'll get some Scenarium out of it. Hopefully it won't take too long. It is a 50% chance, so that is a little bit worrisome, but I figure if I just have that running constantly. I just put one bucket in there, so this will be 1,000, enough for 1,000, but that is going to be like, how many hours is that going to take? So I think we'll see. Basically, I just threw an interface with a keep in there, and then there is a conveyor module, import, allow input on that, and then it outputs directly into the thing. This isn't really how I want this, but it was just easy. It was just right there. So, done that. Our farm is chugging along. 12,000 netherrack dust already. So, yeah, 5,000 glowing coral. So everything, yeah, moving along. And we'll get the Prospector scanner. And that will, that just makes life so much easier. Okay, we got the Scenarium that we needed. Did take 21 times. I'd have to do that, so we are actually running just a bit under 50%, fortunately, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just breaking down the rest of these LV machines finally, because I had to actually get a new canning machine. I don't think I am ever going to need another canning machine recipe, so I'm actually just going to recycle this for a forge hammer. What we want? Yeah, might as well. Because I'm just going to finally get around to getting rid of all those, and then possibly I'll probably just fix this as well, so we don't need the drilling fluid doesn't need to be, so I can get rid of all this finally. And I'm still working on the the chest. That one's empty. We still got stuff in here that I don't really need, so I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna clog up the A system. But let's do that. We just get rid of some of this stuff out of my inventory. Guess I'll just throw it right here. Gotta be a little careful with these. My wiring under here, though. Also, I should try the wireless EU instead of doing the charge pad. Because, yeah, it's kind of a pain having to manually do that. But, alright, so we should have everything for our thing here. Our Prospector. Go. Go. And this is actually... I mean, I've needed to do this for a long time. Because, these recipes are pretty slow. I hate when it does that, but oh well. Let me just double check this works. Takes a second to recognize it. But, yeah. Crafted up a large Scenarium battery. Wasn't difficult at all. Actually, we'll just do this. There we go. Alright, not too bad. But that is that. You do need an EV1. It is gated. So I think we are good. Oh, I don't have the computer display. Hopefully I have all the dyes. Yes, alright, cool. Alright. Scenarium. I'm actually going to hold that. There might be a quest. Is there a quest? No. There was a quest for it, though. In Scenarium is apparently... There's two ways it shows to get it. I can't remember the other one was, but yeah, so there is that one. I probably should have taken the actual Scenarium, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so I guess we're good there. I got this quest done as well. Finish these two quests. Take that. Those are always annoying. So that's opened up the field generator, which is locking the fusion and the circuit assembler and the regular assembly machine. So we're probably gonna, well, I know we have to do those. And the laser engraver. We might be able to... Maybe able to... No, I don't think we can actually. I don't think I have room for double hatches, but you might actually be able to throw a double hatch on the processing array. Alright, I do want to enchant those. But, not right this second. Alright, I think we have everything. So, we got... Oh, shoot. Well, if we left control, it'll bring us to the thing. Alright, so let me craft up the Prospector. There is actually a quest right there for it. So there is... It was like almost right there. Also, ender tanks without the ender tank thing, which is kind of cool, but very expensive. But I'm sure we'll get into those at some point. And, yeah, I think I'm going to craft up another drill for fluid, because they added a second drill. There used to only be 3, but now there's this one, and the titanium one got bumped up. So it screwed all the rigs up, the drilling rigs. So I think I'm going to do this one. I want to do the top tier, which we can craft up. The problem is it requires an IV energy hatch. And I don't have an easy way to supply IV power, because the other ones are using, or the... I was going to borrow the magnetic energy absorber from the miner to throw on the drilling rig, but that doesn't work for the biggest one, so... I did maybe think about doing the one of these reactors. That is a easy-ish way to power drill. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. So let me craft this up and we will meet on IO, I think. Okay, we are back and I am on IO. I decided to just borrow the dragon thing from there. I didn't feel like figuring out how to power it with a IV energy hatch, so I just ended up doing the tier 3 as opposed to doing the one that does the entire chunk. Because this does need a IV energy hatch. So we'll figure that out. Also, kind of love the infinite, but yeah, we're nowhere near that yet. So yeah, we put the pump down there. I'm just gonna get this going. I did find a sulfur vein. So basically with the electric prospector now, and by the way, I did have to craft up a LUV battery buffer to charge it. Just a 1 slot, but totally forgot that you have to charge it. Basically there is multiple different settings. Basically I usually would just do like ores. I wouldn't worry about small ores really. But sometimes you can get small ores before you can get the big ores. But basically, if you don't know, you can just right-click, and it pulls up all the ores, and it lets you... Now you can even click on ones you want. Before, there was no setting, but basically, like infused gold ore. I think we're right there, is the thing. Iron ore, any of these. If you do the small ones, I can show... It does appear that small firestone ore, that's not something you can get in big ores now. And that's another one. Also, you can see where the miner has been. It's kind of funny. If you do all the small ores, you can see where it has find out. So it did that one, and then it looks like it's going along that route to do that. I really don't know how the chunks work with the miner, but as we can see, there is a lot of ores that it does. But for now, I've kind of just borrowed this, so that is not running. We are producing sulfuric acid there, because that is... we go through a lot of it, and being able to pump it is actually pretty cool. And also, underground fluids is the other one. So as we can see, we are on top of a sulfuric acid vein. It's not great, just a small one. But there is also CO2 gas if for some reason I would want to pump that, or lead. You can pump lead if I want to do that. But yeah, these all show up on the map as well. But there is a lot of empty veins, so just something to keep in mind. But yeah, so we're going to just pump sulfuric acid, and then I'll have to figure out how I want to power this. Because obviously we only have the one, and I just kind of usually use it on the miner. But yeah. Anyway, well, that is going to be it for today. Feels pretty great that we have got this. It makes just finding stuff so much easier. I mean, the Prospector, the other one was working okay, but this one I can literally just stand and do a 17, well, you can see 17 by 17 chunk, which is pretty awesome. All right, but that is going to be it for today. I think next episode, I don't know, I really want to get the precise assembler built, so maybe we'll try for that, or the next hatch. I don't know. There's so many things I need to do. We need to do Pyrotheum, the Vulcanist, so lots of things we need to do. But anyway, that's going to be for today, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.